This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
All they want is money. Take them out to a fun and wind up on somebody. Do you have a man? She don't have nobody. I want you be my girl.
And welcome to another edition of Guardian Radio today. Boys, Monday. It is just a little bit after 2 o'clock, and I'll be with you until the 4 o'clock hour. I am Dr. Cleveland W.E. News III, also known as Kahun Anku Sarah. And I'm happy to be with you here on a Monday. Before we dive into today's show, just remember that Guardian Radio and the Guardian Media Group want to send you away for the summer with the Great Summer Escape giveaway. You can win a trip for two, including hotel, car, luggage, and, get this, $1,000 cash. All you need is a passport. Just get a Nassau Guardian newspaper, fill out the entry form, drop it in the entry box at the Nassau Guardian in Oaksfield, and tune into Guardian Radio and follow the Nassau Guardian on all social media platforms for your chances to win. The Guardian Media Group Great Summer Escape Giveaway. The deadline to enter is August 12th, and the drawing is August 14th. I hope you got like a couple of them little slips inside the box already, you know what I mean? The numbers to call today will be 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. In the family violence, toll free, 242-300-5720. Of course, the Guardian Radio text line is powered by BTC. That's 422-4796, 422-4796. Standard text rates do apply. We're streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com. And you can also catch up with us on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, or BTC Flow, Channel 612. So a lot going on, as always, in our beautiful country. And today I want to talk family, gender, relationships. Let me tell you why. Let me explain myself to you, my friends. So I had several incidents this weekend where I saw young ladies complaining about men. And before I get in defensive mode, I say, let me at least hear them out. I had one lady who I would consider a good friend of mine. She was posting on Facebook, and she said, I keep meeting men who don't like women. Like, they hate women. I mean, is it all men? And I say, wow. And of course, I joke back with her, and I say, you sure they just don't like you? You know what I mean? She say, no. She say, serious. Like, they don't like, these men don't like women. I say, wow. Okay. So I listened to her. There was another young lady that was, she did a video. She was clearly concerned because as she explains it, this is her side of the story, a young man asked her out on a date. And I guess she said yes because she was expecting him to pick her up. But before that happened, he WhatsApp her and say, hey, by the way, you think you could pick me up? Of course, she said no. And then she went on to her concern video on social media, right? She's like, what is wrong with these men today? Huh? How you gonna ask me to go on a date, and then you gonna ask me to pick you up. Like, what's going on? You know, she said, even if you had to go borrow your boy car, you know, even if you had to, you know, figure it out, man. But don't ask me to come pick you up. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I listen to that and they say, wow. I say, so these things are happening. And so there were several other incidents, you know, where men's manhood was being called into question. And I said, you know, I want to hear from the ladies today and everybody, but I want to hear from the ladies. I want to know if this is something that's as it appears to be, or, you know, the algorithm was just messing with me this week. You know what I mean? I just trying to figure it out. So my theory, part of my theory is a lot of these dudes, they get raised by their mommy. Right? Because I can't imagine my son coming to me and saying, hey, daddy, yo, I asked this girl on a date and she coming to pick me up. I got, you know, yellow flag, red flag. Oh, whoa, boss. Slow your roll, bro. Right? Because here's my initial thought, right? This is when you don't have men around to guide you, right? This is a first date. How about we gonna meet somewhere? Right? I know I ain't got no car. You ain't gotta know that. Right? We gonna meet somewhere. You ain't gotta know how I get there. You ain't even gotta know how I leaving. Matter of fact, if the date go well, I might have a ride home. You know what I mean? But you ain't gonna know I ain't got no car. Hey, we can meet by the mall. We can go by Bahama. We can go someplace where we can meet, sit down, Starbucks, whatever. But I ain't asking you for no ride. You know what I'm saying? And so I say, is it that these fellas getting raised by their mommy? Recent census data released by the Bahamas National Statistical Institute shows that men lead approximately 58.8% of households in the country, while women head the remaining share. Male-headed households also report higher average annual incomes, with the gender income gap widening at higher income brackets. So this information was even allowed. I say, okay, so men are leading the homes for the most part. But as my producer just said to me earlier, hey, guess what? These fellas ain't just getting raised by their mommy. They living with their mommy. So I say, you know what? I ain't gonna talk women. I trying to figure what's going on. Is the algorithm messing with me? Let's go to the phone lines here quickly. Call you live.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Everything cool, bud.
Let me tell you something, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have some men today, right? Mm-hmm. Males. They aren't the men of old, right? Mm-hmm. They raise different. Mm-hmm. But I'll tell you this, though. Mm-hmm. Women's expectation is unreasonable. A lot of them is really unreasonable. Mm-hmm. Some desires that
what you been hearing?
Come to you with.
What kind of expectations have been thrown at your feet?
Oh, what you say?
What kind of expectations you've been hearing about?
Okay, it's like they want you to bring the house, the car, the land paper. They want you to bring everything, and the only thing they do is walk into it.
My Lord, like there's another child.
And it's unreasonable.
My Lord.
They want the man wait 12 hours, get no sleep, do everything, and they want this so-called princess life. That ain't life.
No.
Life is about us going out there and doing this together, bro. Mm-hmm. So, back in the day when they only had the one man working and the wife could stay home, things was a lot cheaper. And the women satisfied with that.
When they couldn't go to work.
Women have become more ambitious now. They want career.
Yeah.
They want this. They want the jet set life. Mm-hmm. They want travel. They want 2 cars. They want this. So you gotta pay for them things, brother.
Yeah.
One man could buy house, give it 2 vacation, 2 car, everything paid for, money saved,
School
and
fee
take
and
care of
everything.
you and the children.
Yeah.
Show me that one man would making all that money.
Yeah.
It require 2 income.
Yeah.
And it require work, brother.
Yeah. I appreciate that. So the fellas come out swinging. All women, the expectations too high, they saying. Text line blinging right now, okay? I just want y'all to know. Let's go back to the phone line here on God and Read It Today. Call your life.
Yeah, you walk in this with your eye open. That's good for you. It's good for you.
Yeah.
It's good as you getting this.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was raised by a single mother.
Go ahead. Tell me more.
And let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
When I tried to play the fool, she called the males in the family to come and deal with me, buddy.
Yeah.
She called the males in her family to deal with me. Now, see, when a man is raised by his mother, if she don't know what she's looking at, things will go very wrong for that young man. Because some stuff could be built into him that only going to show up later in his life, especially in clothing and dress and mannerisms and attitudes towards life. If he ain't careful, he's going to take on the attitude of a needy female.
But that's what these guys, that's what
that's
these
right.
women are
right.
saying.
That's right. That's right. Now, see, and, at times, just to be on the safe side, these girls just choose a thug.
They do a what? They do what?
They choose a thug.
A thug, okay.
Okay.
That's like KB say, she want a tug.
No. See, one thing about the thug, the guy has a moral framework. And certain things he ain't going to do, and certain things he had to do to survive or come through where he is now.
So you're saying the thug has a moral compass or
moral compass.
Like so the streets
it's
have rules. You're saying the streets have rules.
The streets have rules.
And the thug know them rules.
The thugs are the rules.
All right. So that's what they're looking for.
And he offers her a better level of protection.
And protection, okay.
Than these mommy boys. Like you stop lying, babe. You ask the average man in this country who comes first, his mother or his wife, and he could think that you trying to ask him a trick question.
My Lord.
Okay, no, I see. It's a real thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then listen here, man. I was a grown man, boy. And boy, and I stepped on the line. I think like twice or something like that. And
she called the men. She called the men to deal with you. But that's good.
Yeah, but no. But in some say, boy, listen here. Your foot's still on the ground. Say I could get them.
Okay, appreciate the call, man. So he was raised by his mommy. He's raised by his mommy. All right, let me just get a couple of texts in there before I jump back to the phone line. This texter says, "I'm a man. All male are not man." I hear your texter. I agree with that. This next texter says, "No, there are lots of underachieving, unsuccessful men who are looking for a woman to do everything for them and give them a weekly where these fellas is? And give them a weekly allowance. The Bahamas specializes in corrupting every system known to man. There are men who can buy 2 cars, pay for the vacation, and support the kids. It's just more of the other kind." Okay, let's go back to the phone lines here on Guardian Radio Today. Call you live. Caller going once. Let's go to the next caller. Call you live. All right. Call you live.
Good afternoon. Hello.
Hey, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, that texter kind of answered the question, right?
Yeah.
So a couple of things. You have a lot of Kool-Aid fellas.
What you call them?
Kool-Aid. I don't know.
But I love Kool-Aid.
Remember back in the days to make Kool-Aid? Kool-Aid.
Yeah. What's the Kool-Aid fella, man? Help me out. What's the Kool-Aid fella?
Well, boy,
Like a ready mixed type of dude. He just want to add water.
I know too. Well,
Yeah.
I know Thomas Lee, but not a Kool-Aid. But long
Yeah.
and short, the texter hit the nail on the head. I too was brought up by a single mother, but she ensured that as growing up as a young man, I was involved in programs like basketball, boys brigade, things that were led by strong men that conditioned me to show me what being a man is all about and growing up.
Yeah.
But the reality is there are men, for example, who's out there who are able to do those things, take care of the family, take care of the wife, the daughter, the children, go on the vacation, pay the bills. But the reality is it's just a limited amount of us, right?
Yeah.
And it's more of those guys.
But what about,
reality-
let me ask you this. What about those guys? They could do it, but let's say they hit a rough patch.
Well, a lot of it is if you start to peel back the onion a lot and really question these individuals, both on the female and the male side, you would find that it boils down to daddy issues.
My
Right?
Lord.
It boils down. The statistics is there. If you really sit and talk to these people and the way they're brought up, and then you have a lot of these young men, the reality is that the father figure was missing. No one was there to show them how to be a man or what the requirements
But the
are.
numbers say the male-headed households is 58.8% versus female-headed households at 41.2%. So most of these households being led by men.
Yeah, but to me that number is still too low. Okay?
Yeah,
that
I
number
bet
is still
you.
too low. 58%
I bet
is
you.
still too low.
Yeah.
And the women are gaining traction, right? But the reality is, and King Solomon give all the men the formula, and he tell you the type of women to pursue and the type of women not to pursue.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so the reality is a lot of these guys out there trying to pursue the type of woman that they can't sustain and vice versa. But the
Stay in your
reality,
lane.
I'm a man, I'm a firm believer that guess what? The man should be the head and the man should take the blows, right? But you mustn't take the blows if somebody else swinging their hand and not contributing to the overall relationship. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
It has to be equal, and you have to know what is acceptable to you. And every relationship is different.
Yeah.
So what I can tolerate, another fella might not tolerate,
Yeah.
and vice versa. But the reality is what you prepared to do and what you prepared to tolerate. But I am a firm believer that the man should lead and some structure should be, or at least carry the majority of the weight. You know what I mean? That's a part of being a man. Now, if you choose to do that and your significant other is still not doing what they're supposed to do, then you have a choice.
Yeah.
But I would charge every man to follow the King Solomon path. He gave all of us the formula, and I think you know what I talk about, Uncle. You're a Bible man.
Yeah.
Right? And that's the reality. But there is a class of fellas. But I can end with this. My daughter is at university now, and I told her once she comes to the university and starts to pursue those relationships, there's one particular question. The first fella she bring around me and say, this who she's serious with, I'm going to ask the fella if he want fellas too, and we want my daughter, because you get some of these fellas around here, they furious, they play in both sides. But I'll hang up and listen because it's a different
I guess
conversation.
that's the Kool-Aid guys. This texter says if they were raised by their mummy, she would have told them how to treat a woman first and foremost. The majority of us women out here got much more than you all men. Nobody expecting nothing from man. I don't know if she sounded. This is how I think she said it, right? Nobody expecting nothing from man. We just ain't trying to take care. Y'all check the stats, please. Man out here looking for woman to take care of them. Let them start this, Wally. Where these women is? Hold on. So there's women out there who is take care of fellas and get them allowance? I didn't even know they existed. Let's go back to the phone lines. Call you live.
Uncle, how you doing, man?
Hey, great, man. Thanks for calling. I'm waiting for a woman to call. But anyway, go ahead.
Let me ask you something. Your show today was motivated by something someone was on TikTok. A lady was saying,
I think it might have been on several social media platforms, but I don't know if it's the same one you saw, but I saw a lady who said that a gentleman asked her out on a date, and then he turned around and asked her for a ride
Right.
to go to the.
Right.
I don't know. You saw it? You saw it? You saw that one?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's the same one what we talking about.
Yeah.
Listen, I mean, like, I know you got some weightless dudes around, right?
Yeah.
I know you got some dudes who they wouldn't just let a woman take care of them; they'd even let a man take care of them.
My
How weightless
Lord.
some of them is, right?
My Lord.
But my thing is, right? I think a text you read just so the lady says some female said that they don't want nothing from man, and you really think that's the reality?
No.
To the end of the day, right?
Because they have their money. Their money is their money. It's everybody's money.
Right.
That's what
And
no.
And the saddest thing is, right, you could imagine you as a man, right, whatever you're about to take on, if she decides to come and pick you up, to take you out, for you to pay for the dinner, for you to take, probably even make sure the car get gas and all of that. Now you just signing yourself up to a lifetime of responsibility, because now you not only signing yourself up for a lifetime responsibility, you just took her from her father, and now you is the person who she relies on, regardless of her incomes and her, whatever profession is. The reality is the man is going to be always seen as the person to take care of everything, especially the finance. So I don't have a problem if I decide I need to ride with you on our date. That should, I know on the first date it's a red flag, but if I decide I need to ride with you, man, that shouldn't be a big thing, because I just taken on the responsibilities I taken on. Wow, my life ain't my life no more. My life is yours right after that.
Yeah.
And the saddest thing is, as much as women will say, but I'm not gonna pick up no man to take him out to dinner. But you got some guys who actually, they demand that they command you to come and pick them up and spend the money on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, some fellas might know, but me as a ramming, wearing size 13, I command that kind of. I command the kind of behavior. I'm not gonna, that's not gonna be my sole purpose in a relationship.
Yeah.
But if I don't stop a lady, she will probably do it. I'll get water from the moon if that's what I want.
I hear your size they did. Listen, man, we talking relationships. We talking gender. We talking family, because I laughing, but there's some serious stuff going on out here. I hearing about things I've never seen. But we're gonna take a break here on Guardian Radio today. Back after this.
Is she from Nassau? She like pulling sin. She from Great Albuquerque. All she wanna dance. God, I am damn sweet.
No budget for a vacation this summer? No worries. We got you. Guardian Radio 96.9 will fly you and a guest to South Florida for a vacation of a lifetime. Our sweet summer escape gets you round-trip tickets on Bahamas Air. $1,000 spending cash, thanks to Percy's Island Games. Brand new luggage from Brass and Leather. 4 days and 3 nights at the beautiful Holiday Inn Express Plantation. Free car rental from Hertz, too. All you need is your passport. We got you covered. Enter now for the Guardian Radio 96.9 Sweet Summer Escape. Fill out the form in today's Nassau Guardian and follow us on all social media platforms. Remember, you must be 18 or older to enter. Entry deadline August 12th, drawing August 14th. Taxes not included and certain restrictions apply.
Budgeting and saving? Yes. Investing? Check. But what if you could do more? With an RF brokerage account, you can get priority access to local investment opportunities right as they come to the market. Never miss a bond or new share offering again. Plus, you can house all your investments in one place and benefit from expert investment advice. Contact us at brokerage@rfgroup.com to start doing more today. Some conditions apply. RF, money at work.
Wait, why you look so mashed up like clothes at the washer?
No, but just a hard day. What?
Hard day? What happened? The breakfast lady ran out of tuna and Gretzi.
We need to start joking about everything, This serious, boy. This real serious, boy.
Wait, what's serious? Tell me.
All right, well, today, boss gave us boy one big contract. And nobody else get a chance and nobody say nothing.
Boy, you know that ain't right. You know government contracts ain't supposed to go that way.
Yeah, but nobody's saying nothing. Boss man just tell people to sign the paper. Stanley send me to meet his boy downtown and collect this envelope.
You need to tell somebody. You need to become a whistleblower.
You know I's a real man, but I never blow no whistle. I be drunk all my life and junk.
No way. A whistleblower is someone who tells people what they see when they see something wrong happening at work.
But I ain't no whistleblower, and I ain't no snitch. I still white there, you know.
But ain't nobody can know it's you. All you gotta do is call Crime Stoppers, or you could text them from inside the Crack Crime Bahamas app. They don't ask about you, and your call goes straight through to Miami, so nobody know you is. And if you text, your message get mixed up like Kong Salad.
Call 328-8477 from Nassau or 242-300-8477 from the Family Islands.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 0.9 FM.
Exuma got to see him, Elutra in between. Andres guys could cook, Freeport guys like catching playing. Is she from Nassau? She like pulling sin. She from Great Albuquerque, or she wanna dance.
Welcome back to Guardian Radio today. My name is Kahunanku Sarah. Happy to be here with you on a Monday, and I'll be with you up until the 4 o'clock hour. These women trying to figure out what's wrong with these men. What is wrong? What is wrong with you? One day actually say, look here, you have males and then you have men. You know what I mean? This taxi says, I agree with you, Uncle. For the first date, we will meet somewhere. Then, depending on how the date go, we'll go from there. I see. If he did see, and he just needed. See, I think another part of this show I want you all to think about, right? Men don't have game no more. We don't have men. Do we have game? I mean, you still got fellas with game now. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know this new generation coming up. Like you gotta have game. If you ain't got no car, right? She ain't gotta know you ain't got no car. You meet places. You let your boy drop you someplace. You know what I mean? She don't never need to know you don't have a car right away. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Oxen for Lord. Should have called me first, bro. Age categories of different women and men at different status in life. Over 40 women really then had 20 years of making money and investing. We good out here. They say they good out here, over 40. There's an increased class of people who are selecting to be single. Peace of mind, stability, and we take care of ourselves and our children straight. And let me tell you, them fellas who's win. See all over 40 women? Them fellas who ain't got to do nothing but slide up 2, 3 in the morning, they's win. Because all that money, you can't live it up in the bed with that money. I just being real. And that's how y'all get catch too. All right? This text says, what headed mean? That they physically present? Like head in the house. That doesn't mean that they physically present. How much making more or near the woman or as an alternative assist to make an equal contribution? So that's a good question. Like, what does it mean to head the house? You know what I mean? What's that about? That's what this text is asking. I remember going for a conch salad, and the immigrant who could barely speak English say, I like you. Okay? He was cute, I guess, and it's a woman then. All right. I know where that was headed. He trying to get out the Shanty village, then get his wife and 8 kids to the Bahamas. That story ain't far from the Bahamian male psyche. That first interaction was the last time he thought he catch sight of me. Wow, that's another fold in the complexity. 323-6232, 325-4316. 325-4259, the Family Violence, 242-300-5720. Of course, that's toll free. You can call in now. I want to hear from some women, man, because I think they taxing. They ain't trying to have nobody recognize their voice. I tend to run into men who are needy to the extreme. My Lord, needy to the extreme. Either they're the ones who want you to take care of them financially, or the ones who want sex on the first date. I'm like, bro, I don't even know you like that. Calling you live here on Guardian Radio today.
Hey, what you say, Algo?
Hey, brother. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, man. I really knocking all of the good. I just don't really go to the good ladies out there. But the guys really today don't really need no game, Uncle.
Wow. You just said something that's very profound, my brother. Explain that. The guys don't need no game today. Why?
No, they don't need no game, Uncle. Back in the day, right? If a girl that dream you was in the police station, not even in the prison, right? If you was just locked up in the police station, your chances of getting a girl was possibly very, very low.
Yeah.
Right?
0 to 10.
Today, once you have money in your pocket, you could seek out a girl with an anklet bracelet, get married, have children, and probably simply because of the money I have in my pocket, not really the character who I am. Is then because so that's why I say today, women, we still have women would have standard and very good character, right? But at the end of the day, the majority of these young women them today, men don't need no game for them, and that's why they just always find themselves in the same dilemma because you can't base a man or value a man just because of what he could provide for you financially.
He ain't no ATM.
Pardon?
He ain't no ATM.
Yeah, well, he's only an ATM.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
right.
He can't be just ATM.
Yes, he ain't really have nothing else to offer. And when the ATM runs out, right? Then the actual problem takes over, right? And then because we just need more men and women would have more character to the point that, hey, we trying to develop persons who are better than us, right? So then we'll take more time to really, engage with likewise persons who have that same mentality. Because if the man or the woman is a person who only interested in financial or sexual benefit, and when none of those things really, say if the man can't get the sex, he find it someplace else. Or if the woman can't get the funds, then she find it someplace else. When you have relationships like that, would a man would build up of those type of things. There's no reason why we saying what we saying, Uncle. So again, I can end on. In order for men to have game, right, the women have to up their standard to the where it used to be when man had to find games. When you had to bed off and go get a haircut and make sure your clothes is clean and
come correct.
Right.
Come correct.
Right? Before you could even think to talk to the woman.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. Appreciate the call. My grandparents, right? Obviously they from a time of yesteryear. May they both rest in peace. When my grandfather wanted to marry my grandmother, right? Back in them days, you had to write a letter, okay? And he wrote the letter to ask for my grandmother's hand in marriage. And my great-grandfather, my grandmother's father, he got the letter. Let's say he gave it to him. I don't know what time of day it was, but it was early in the day. And my Grammy say she was expecting him to read the letter and say yay or nay. She said, my man walk around with that letter. My great-grandfather, S.F. Frazier, the chief. He walked around with that letter all day in his pocket. He being awake with that letter in his pocket. And by the end of the day, he answered my grandfather and he said, no, you may not have my daughter's hand in marriage, but I will accept you as a son into this family. You know what I mean? That's how yesteryear used to carry on. You know what I mean? And of course, they was married for many years. Let's go back to the phone lines here on Guardian Radio today. Call you live.
Hey, Aniku, how you doing, man?
Great, man. Thanks for calling.
Hey, Hey, what I'd like you to do for me one of these days when you get to it is do a show on Samson and Delilah from the old perspective, like you always say, the original Bible, and bring it down to the
we could do that.
Do that for me one of these days.
Yeah, probably another 2 weeks. I got a show lined up for this Friday, but probably next Friday after this
Okay,
one.
right?
Yeah.
Write it down and do it for me.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely.
All right,
Thanks for the suggestion. This text says, I'm a young woman. I was born in the 90s. And I'm not going to lie. Most of these young women, girls' mentality, rich and 8-figure, that's my type. And they are thingsy. They got a man for everything. A man for hair, a man for nails. You know, they say when you dating some of these women, you gotta call their phone while you round the phone to see what they put your name in as. You may be nails, you may be hair. You know what I'm saying? So there's a woman admitting to that. This text says, bro, most of these men and women under 50 are in love with Pornhub and rubber prosthetics that has made them convenient to date. When the woman can go home to their cats and rubber prosthetics, real talk, wow. Yeah, I'm a part of some WhatsApp groups, some business WhatsApp groups, right? And man, you see all of the different toys, you know, that people are buying. And so you don't need game for that. Let's go back to the phone lines. Call you live.
My brother, how are you?
Hey, I'm great, man. I glad to hear your voice.
It's a pleasure to hear.
Yeah,
it's
man.
a pleasure to hear your voice.
Yes, sir.
Brother, I'm cool. Your subject matter. It's a very good one. You often have good relationship conversation.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
But to all men, he must first become biblically connected.
Mm-hmm. You know we go in there too. Mm-hmm.
The right woman.
Mm-hmm.
He must be, and most men think it is effeminate to become biblically connected to find a good woman.
Mm-hmm.
1. 2, there's a difference between a virtuous woman and a strange woman.
Yeah.
One day, I would like for you to explain.
Yeah, we go into
who is the strange woman.
Yeah.
And the difference between a virtuous woman.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the strange woman will like the same treatment as the virtuous woman.
Mm-hmm. But she ain't up to par.
She don't meet the criteria. She would like to have the same criteria as the virtuous woman.
Right.
And this is where the dilemma is.
Mm-hmm.
And another practice in relationship. A woman will see everything wrong with her man. Everything she see what's wrong with him. Oh, he ain't doing that. He cheat on me. He this and he that.
Mm-hmm.
But she never stopped one day to ask that man, what is it I am doing that he don't like?
Wow.
Did you get me?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Until our sisters start asking the man who provide, she want him to provide.
Mm-hmm.
Until they start asking, honey, what is it that I am doing
right
that you don't like? Instead of always criticizing them, pulling them down, calling them hoe, calling them dog, calling them that. That's a strange woman.
Wow.
The virtuous woman built a man and keep the crown on his head. I thought I should share it with
Thank
share
you.
that with you
I
today.
writing all this down because we can touch it. We can touch it. Thank you so much for calling. Appreciate that call. Let's just get another texter in here. Uncle, having game back in the day, like the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s, was necessary. But these days, a man don't need game. These women just accepting anything. See, I ain't saying this, women. The fellas say they ain't need no game. So the girl wouldn't pick up my man. I guess he gets someone else to pick him up. You know what I mean? I don't know. This text says, in our relationship, I prepare the dinners and whatever I need, he provides. I'm pleased. All right. Amen. And we can bring some biblical principles in here in just a second, but I just kind of letting you all vent for a second. Call you live here on Guardian Radio today.
Hey, Mr. Ra, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, great, man. Thanks for calling.
Listen, sometimes I've been married now for 27 years.
Wow.
And I'm 62. So I got married when I was 39.
Okay.
And I met my wife in a Catholic church, and I'm Pentecostal.
Okay.
But the thing with my wife, she takes very seriously is her vows.
Yeah.
And I'm just giving a minute. We went through,
you got married in the Catholic church, right? That's what you said?
No. In the Pentecostal, she moved with me.
Okay, okay, I got you.
Yeah,
all right.
and how I know she was serious about her vows is that, we went through some torment. I'm not doing no affairs.
I got you.
We couldn't
Life.
find a place
Life
to
was
live.
lifing.
I
Yeah.
had no job, and she stick with me. She meant that.
Yeah.
So the women today now, and if you watch a lot of the TikTok, they are taking on the spirit of our friends. I hear women now saying things where they never used to say before. Understand me? Like, he had to have a 6-pack. He got to be 6 feet. He got to make 6 figures. But you know what those women don't tell you? I used to go to a clinic, a psychological clinic, and the teacher said that people that normally say things like that, they're not looking for no value of marriage.
Right.
They're looking for what can maintain them.
Right.
So you see, love is out the window today. So,
wow.
No women, I'm going to say all, but 80% are not looking for love. See, women must realize a husband is not your father. Husband is your partner.
Yes.
You understand me? And I thank God every day for my wife, because when I hear women today, the way they talking today, it's best that men be single, because women now say, and women are living for such small little things now. You know, if you cannot provide this for me for the rest of my life, I'm leaving.
They gone.
And you know who is the detrimental in all this? I can shock you right now, Mr. Rock.
Yeah.
You know who's the detrimental?
Who?
Preachers.
Wow. Explain.
Preachers. You ever wonder why the house of God always full with women and not men? Because they beat down the man so much in the church.
Wow.
And I can tell you, I'm a minister, and I went out. And we found out why men don't come to church. And Mr. Rock, I'm not lying to you. God, my witness, you can strike me down. 80% of them say the preacher's always beating on us.
Wow.
Why the women can get away with anything? You know why? Because preachers know. When the Bible says women are the weaker vessel, that's not with muscle and strength, you know. They're easy to be manipulated and easy to be convinced to give up that money. A man is not.
Wow.
So I just to say all this, that the women today need to pray and ask God for a husband, not what he can make her life easy. Because we all have to go through a restaurant.
Yeah.
Me and my wife, and we still today, we now have our own business. We getting ready now to buy a house.
Wow.
And we went through hell together.
You all made it through it
That's
together.
right.
Yes.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
So it's wrong. I know you could be on for a long time, but I know you got some other callers there.
Yeah.
The women today, they just need to stop someone what the world's saying about men and just find that life partner what God has for them. God
Amen.
bless you, man.
Thank you so much for that testimony. The Bahamas National Statistical Institute, the high income landscape, right? The National Household Surveys, the highest recorded bracket generally caps out at households making over 80,000 or over 100,000. That's households, rather than an isolating individual earner. Men account for roughly 64% of total household income generated in the highest brackets across the country. The national average sits around $42,000, while the median income is much lower, around $24,000. All right, this indicates that six-figure earners represent a small elite percentage of the 108,935 employed men in the workforce. So these six-figure fellas who you're looking for, and plenty of them in the Bahamas, according to these statistics. Let's go back to the text line. Let me just see what we got here. The Bible gives the best advice, and be ye not unequally yoked. 2 oxen wore the yoke, and they had to pull the weight together. If someone ain't pulling in your weight class mentally, physically, financially, emotionally, run like you seeing both behind you. I feel your texter. You gotta have some commonality. You know what I'm saying? You gotta meet. There gotta be a common ground. I with you on that. Call you live here on Guiding Radio today.
Hey, good day. How you doing?
Hey, great man. Thanks for calling.
Hey, let's just imagine a scenario, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say, supposedly she did go and pick him up,
Right.
and he actually just had paid all the bills, and life had been like happily ever after.
Yeah.
Ever after.
Mm-hmm.
What if it was just an expectation to see where a woman said that?
Or like a test. Let me see where this.
Yeah.
Let me see where I had it.
Because I know she have a car, but
Yeah.
let's see if she's willing to step up.
Yeah.
She's willing to, and that could tell you if a woman would be 50-50 or not even 50-50, but if she's willing to, if she's interested, she'll come in her car.
Yeah. Yeah. Because he might have been a mechanic. He might have been the one who could have fixed the car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, what if that was just his
Yeah.
test? I mean, we can beat him down, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it could have been more to that story.
It did. I'm sure there's more to the story. I don't know her. I don't know him. I just thought it was an interesting.
Yeah, because she gave her perspective.
Right. That's why I said it was her. I don't know what his perspective
but
is.
But then again, these women these days, man, you going into you might as well just go with your bank book.
My Lord. Yeah, and so yeah, like the texter before said, what happened to both of us putting this yoke on and pulling through that tough times together? You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Yeah.
And I know she have a car, so let me see if she's willing to even pick me up.
Yeah.
All right, that's all I
Appreciate it, man. This texter says, so many people, men and women, are looking to have the upper hand in a relationship, not to love, grow, and make a life with someone. I can appreciate a man. This is a female texter, I'm presuming, right? I can appreciate a man who leads the home and is the head of the household. I can honor and respect him and try not to offend him as a man, okay? At the same time, I just want him to love me, be kind and gentle, protect our family, and be devoted to our family unit. Too many of us do not respect our person and the family that they choose to have. I want to be a loving, supportive, respectful wife to a man who will not abuse me and or exert his authority over me and our family just because he can. I have also found that when I have dated guys, they simply don't trust and or believe that I'm truly this way, even when demonstrated, because it is so uncommon. I don't want to be a real housewife as depicted on reality TV, but rather a real wife in reality. Love it, love it, love it. She got some more. I'll read some more after this call. Call you live.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing, man? Thanks for calling.
All is well.
I don't know if your radio is up.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, turn your radio down, for me, please.
Okay, it's down.
All right, happy to have a female voice here.
My female version. Okay, I'm listening to the show, but I didn't get the question, so I'll be able to answer.
Okay, so let me. You didn't get the premise of the show, how he started. So what happened was this weekend, I saw something on social media that many other people saw, where a young lady was asked out on a date. A gentleman asked her out on a date, but before they could go on the date, he WhatsApp and say, "Can you pick me up for the date?" So she said, "No, I'm not picking you up." And then she proceeded to go on social media and say, "What is wrong with men? What is going on?" And so that's kind of where the conversation started. But it's
maybe my understanding of it is standard. You don't want to stand off in such a way where you have to pick up this person. Why you have to pick up this person is based on the age of stability.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, that means now you're in a position where I have to pick you up. I might not be signed up for that or want to start off on that level of being in a relationship with somebody.
Yeah.
Then you have some women with mine at all. Okay, maybe let's look more into it if you are interested.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's give or take, depending on the mentality of the individual and what they want from the next person. And we have to respect that.
Yeah. Yeah. My suggestion was that, hey, they should have just met somewhere. You know, let her drive and let him catch ride or catch bus or walk, and they meet somewhere and they could figure out from there what they want to do. You know what I mean?
Point proven, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, then.
Appreciate you
But
calling.
I'm enjoying the show.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you listening.
You're welcome.
Yes, indeed. We got so much text, and I'm sure many calls that are trying to get through. We're going to go to the break and pay some bills. We're going to let the news play. There's a lot going on. I appreciate y'all being here on a Monday with Uncle Sarah. And get to the news back after this.
She ordering off shins. She just want my money. If she from Abaco, I don't know why she goes. She got money, she ain't broke, but she can tell you no.
Wendy's is spicing things up this summer with Ranch Cheeseburger. A hot, juicy beef patty topped with spicy jalapenos, creamy ranch sauce, melted cheese, and fresh toppings for the perfect balance of cool and spicy. Every bite brings bold flavor that keeps you coming back for more. Turn up the flavor with the new Jalapeno Ranch Cheeseburger at Wendy's today. Available for a limited time only.
Headed to South Florida soon? Holiday Inn Express in Plantation welcomes you to the heartbeat of Florida fun. Whether it's business or pleasure, the Holiday Inn Express is close to sensational shopping, captivating dining, and nightlife. Elevate your Florida experience. Sleep well and rest easy at Holiday Inn Express. Complimentary breakfast buffet featuring seasonal favorites. Keep up your fitness routine in our 24-hour on-site fitness center with cardio equipment and free weights, or take a refreshing swim in our outdoor pool. Your special Bahamas tourist rate awaits. Holiday Inn Express, 1701 North University Drive, in Plantation. Book your getaway now. Call directly at 954-472-5600 or the sales department for reservations and additional information. Your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Exuma got to see him, Elutra in between. Andres guys could cook, people guys are catching fleeing. Is she from Nassau? She like pulling sin. She from Great Albuquerque. All she wanna dance.
Welcome back to Guardian Radio today. I am your host, Dr. Cleveland W. Enius III, also known as Calhoun Anku Sarah. We talking relationships. We got some women out there asking, "Hey, what's wrong with these men?" We got some men out there. It was another post I saw of a young man, and I'm paraphrasing, right? But he basically said, "Listen, man, you women are a burden, right? Y'all want us men, and knowing how hard things is right now, right? Y'all don't build together. Y'all just want this man to come ready-made. Some men have to work, most men, all men really, have to work up to the point where they could pay all the bills. You don't come out the box paying all the bills. You understand? Those men who earn those six-figure salaries, someone had to send them to school. Someone had to provide for them. They had to eat plenty peanut butter, and jelly sandwiches and hot dog and things to get you school, right? Because if you're making that kind of money legally, you be in the school. You understand? But even for those men who didn't go to school for a very long time, maybe they got certified, maybe they're a carpenter, maybe they're a plumber. I know some plumbers who are doing very well, carpenters who are doing very well, but they have to build up to that. So for a man who builds up to that, I guess for those women who say, "Hey, man, we good. I don't need nothing from you." Maybe that's the kind of, woman they need. But at the end of the day, there's some standards, there's some etiquettes that we've missed, right? I'm going to just get through some of these texts before I go further into the show. And of course, the lines are lighting up again. This text says, absolutely nothing wrong with telling a woman you don't have a car. Talk sense, man. And at some point, she could find out you lying. Honestly, honesty is the best policy. Be straight with people, bro. Start off lying is a huge red flag. Well, the fact that he was honest and didn't get picked up. Let me be clear about what I meant when I said he could have not even mentioned that he didn't have a car. If this is the first date, I don't need to give you every detail about who I am on initially out the gate. I coming to know you and you coming to know me. At some point, yes, you're going to find out. I don't have to lead with, I don't have a car. And that's why I suggested, let's meet somewhere. I don't have to start with, I don't have a car. I could say, let's meet somewhere. And you could eventually find out I'm working towards getting a car. Or my car break down, whatever the case is. I don't even know if the fella he met had a car. Car mightn't be working. I don't know. You know, but appreciate the text in any event. Let's go to the phone lines. Call you live.
Yes. Good day, Mr. Enius.
How are you?
Can you hear me clearly?
Hear you clearly, loud and clear.
Okay, Mr. Enius, I've been around for a little while.
Sounds so, yes, sir.
And you are speaking from about relationships, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's put a godly view aside.
Yes, please.
We're talking relationships according to the world.
Mm-hmm.
According to the world, males and females to get up on the wrong start.
Mm-hmm.
Because people look at life now for things.
Yeah.
We don't look at life in terms of character. Like individuals working together to achieve things. Women look at life now. See, we learn things from our environment, where we were brought up.
Mm-hmm.
We take these things in and we live these things.
Mm-hmm.
So we bring it up, bring it out in our relationships.
Mm-hmm.
What we do is, whatever we see in our surroundings, and that is why the world is the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
Many times we think that these things that we learn are right. Yeah. Some of these things are not godly, and some of these things are not right.
Mm-hmm.
So you have women nowadays go out there, and the first thing they're looking at you saying, what you have.
Yeah.
The man don't tell them, hey, what you bring to the table, what are you bringing to the table?
Mm-hmm.
But they're asking the man what, or looking to see is what he is worth.
But biblically, we should be asking them.
Okay.
We should be asking them what they bring into the table.
Okay.
That's what I go into. I go into that right now.
Yeah, biblically that is right. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. Many of us. Okay, let me use myself as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. April the 19 coming. August the 19 coming. Will make me 26 years of marriage.
Amen.
Okay. I have 2 children.
Yes, sir.
None, no place else. 2.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My daughter will be 25 on the 1st of September. And I have a son who just graduated from a private school as a head boy.
Amen.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
I work with 2 children.
Mm-hmm.
I work with my wife, me and my wife. What I did before I got married, I tell my wife, I ain't talking nothing to my family, and you ain't talking nothing to yours.
Mm.
We can sit down. If we have any differences, we can work it out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Or if we need to go to an independent body, we'll do so, but we never had to.
Yeah.
Okay? Many of families cause marriages to broke up.
That's
because
true.
This one don't like that one. The next one influencing this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You have to be committed to the marriage.
Yeah.
And you have to take, see, marriage is not a contract. Marriage is a covenant.
That's
People
right.
don't understand that.
Yeah. Yeah.
People in life think sex is a playground.
Mm.
Okay? Sex is not a playground.
That's right.
You don't go around this way and that way the next. That ain't the way it is. You know that. You're a minister.
Yes, sir.
You can teach that.
Mm-hmm.
You can teach that.
Mm-hmm.
When you for God, and you swear for the minister and the people who went to the wedding about this person, that should be the only person that you're dealing with.
Mm.
That's what marriage is about. That's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to come across as if I'm perfect. No.
I got you.
But I was committed.
You got standards.
And I have, like I say, right, and I have 2 children, and so far I'm not bragging, I'm proud.
Yes.
Okay, my daughter, next couple of years, she'll be called to the bar as a lawyer.
Oh, excellent. Congratulations.
My son will be starting UB, and he wants to be an economist. But all I'm saying is this.
Mm-hmm.
If 2 people are committed in a relationship, and being able to withstand outside influences, they can make it.
Yeah.
And stop. And some of our females, as well as males, they let other people cause us to break away sometimes from the one person that we should have made it with.
Yeah. Yeah.
They listen to stories and a bunch of foolishness, and they go along according to that.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is, our relationships now is like a war zone. That's the way it is, like a war zone. It's not like two people go to work together and achieve things together. My bucket's open to you and yours is open to me. What we do is we go in a marriage. The woman have one bank account. I have mine. I doing my own thing and you doing yours.
Yeah.
And yet we say we married.
I mean, how about the fact that so many couples can't even go on each other's phone?
So much couples can't go on each other's phone. Some couples say they live together. This person got their phone turned down.
Yeah.
Why you have your phone down?
They don't know the password for each other's phone.
Right. My wife could pick up my phone any day, any time.
Yep.
I ain't got to let she could go on my phone, day.
Yeah.
But these things that people practice and these things what people think that they should be doing, it is not godly. People, like I say, they go in a war zone. They don't understand what godliness is. First and foremost, they have to do that.
Yeah.
If they adopt these characteristics, I think the relationships could be more meaningful and be more lasting. Yeah. That is just my personal view.
I appreciate it.
Thanks for the time.
Thank you so much, and wish you all the best, you and your family. In the book of Genesis 2:24, this is where the whole premise of marriage comes from, right? And it establishes marriage as a complete partnership where resources are shared, not divided. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother and cleave unto his wife. So we done got this thing all backwards, right? That doesn't mean a man must be up underneath his wife, right? Like we've talked about this before. But in any event, for the sake of this conversation, all right, how are you one flesh? And then when it comes to tackling the problems that the flesh ultimately has to go through, now it's only the man. I'm not saying men shouldn't be men. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. You understand? Most men, we love to provide. We love spending our money on our family. That's what makes us feel as men. You keep your money. I got you. We like doing that, right? Ecclesiastes 4:9 notes that two have a better reward for their labor than one. Ecclesiastes 4:9, right? Now, when you get into the New Testament, when you get into the Greeks and the Romans, at least these fellas, they like mine anyway. You know what I mean? We'll get into that in a second. But this text says, to the caller who says that women need to up their standards, that hopes both ways. But I'll tell you, the women with standards, normal, nothing crazy, are very much alone. Why you all alone, man? They also went on to say, his car may not be working at the time. Is that what we have come to? So transactional? And this is a woman, by the way. And I think that's one of the big questions, is everything a transaction? I mind you got to be mindful. There are some red flags you got to be aware of, right? But is everything transactional? This text says, I'm a high-income earning male. I could have 3 women if I want to. Why choose one? And most, not all, Bahamian women bring little to the table. If they make good money, they weigh more than 200 pounds. Ah, Lord. If they look good, they have little substance. They all wearing weave and eyelashes. You don't ever see what they really look like till you get married. That's why the first date should be on the beach. We going swimming. Yeah, make sure wet up them lashes. Huh? Tax side with you. I've had several shows on Bahamian when men being allowed to have more than one wife. You know what I'm saying? But that's another show. Callie alive here on Guardian Radio.
Schoolie, how you doing?
Hey, good Schoolie. Everything cool, man.
Great, man. Boy, you realize a lot of things in relationships nowadays, right, are actually self-inflicted. A lot of things that we are actually taught, like toxicity.
Yeah.
Let me explain what I mean by that, right?
Mm-hmm.
When me and you were younger, growing up, right, what's the first thing our parents tell us? When you get a girl, right, if her hair can't blow, she can't go.
She got to go. Yeah.
Second thing, right? What you tell your daughter, right? Make sure get a man with a nice job and a nice house.
Yeah.
Notice I mentioned loving that yet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of things we did were actually embedded from birth.
Yeah.
Third thing I want to make a note on, right? A good way to lose your relationship is over finances. Most marriages fail over one thing and one thing only, finances. You ever notice every year relationship is be fine once you hit that lick?
Say it again.
Once some money there,
yeah, you're right.
everything good.
Yeah.
Let that money dry up for about, I'll say about 3 months. Guess what? She have to make changes. And guess who the change is? You. you see where I'm coming from?
Yes.
Fourth thing I want to make a note on, right? That watch out how you meet a female. Because just how you meet a female, you lose a female. One thing we make a mistake of, right? How do you attract rats? With cheese, right? That's where you take the bait, right? The money is the cheese. We pull out $10,000, right? We show off corners, right? The girl like that, right? So now she thinking once she with you, right? She can keep on getting a corn in abundance. Once again, the money dry up, money gone, girl gone.
Wow.
So watch out how you treat, how you attract a female. Fifth thing I'll make a note on, right? Today's society is a weird society. You realize you could have all the money in the world, right? And guess you'd lose your girl to a man who ain't got no car. Think about it. You spending your coin.
What are you doing?
Right?
What are you doing that you ain't doing?
You know, but you know why, right? I can explain this right now, right? A man who have money, right, have no time. A man who have time have no money. So only he have to do is love. Only he could offer the girl is love. Why do you think the man with no money, right, he have all the sweet talks in the world? Because he got all the time in the world.
Yeah. And he ain't got no money. He got off talks.
But he ain't got no money because guess what? The man with the money, right, he take care of the bills. Once you take care of the bills, just start the next rate, you ain't got no time.
Yeah.
You ain't know what's that?
And that happening.
In a relationship, you have a strike of balance. I learned this, right? Guess what? As a person, right, I love to work. I'll be there 12 o'clock at night, right, on the computer working, you know. Mom, while you're sleeping, I working. 1 o'clock in the morning, right, while you're on your third dream, I'm on the computer working. I drawing blood.
Right.
I wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, right? But I try to strike a balance. But I have my thing is, right, I have a bad habit, right? I addicted to money. I am dead serious with this. I would be on a date while conducting business. You see where I'm coming from? I'll be in the movies, right? While talking to God. And I go on a date. So
money got to make.
The point where I try is, right, is it difficult for juggling act? It's a juggling act. You have to balance off your life with business and relationship. And guess what? You might think that's easy, you know. But that ain't easy. Because guess what? When them clients call you, right, you got to answer them clients. They give you your deposit. Guess what? They own you. They feel so they own you.
Yeah. No, as a man, you got to figure out, you know, ultimately, you know, if you don't have a wife or a partner who's understanding, at the end of the day, listen, if she leave and you got the money, you can find someone else. You know, I ain't saying, you know, women are just disposable. I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, as a man, you got to make your money. You got to make your money. Call. Yeah, man. Appreciate the call, man. Women most frequently file for divorce in the Bahamas. All right, this is the Bahamas National Statistical Institute. All right, women lead filings. Bahamian legal that women initiate the majority of local divorce petitions. As women gain higher financial autonomy and education, they rely less on a spouse for survival and are more likely to exit bad marriages. All right. Overbalanced responsibilities where women manage full-time employment alongside the majority of childcare, distinct friction. These are some of the things that we're finding out as the research is being done. All right. Legal and practical reasons why. The Bahamas does not recognize standard no-fault irreconcilable differences. A spouse must prove explicit fault under the Matrimonial Causes Act. This is one of the most common legal filing faults. Culturally, the persistent acceptance of extramarital, quote-unquote, sweethearts often pushes wives to file. All right? And cruelty, mental or physical abuse, or severe emotional mistreatment constitutes immediate grounds for petition. And then there's long-term separation. Spouses frequently apply after living completely separate and apart for 2 years with mutual consent or 5 years without consent. And then, of course, there's desertion. Filing occurs when one partner abandons the household entirely for a continuous period of at least 2 years, right? So this is the state we're in. Call you live here on Guardian Radio today.
Yeah, blessed uncle.
My Lord.
Yeah. You know, I have an input. I sent a text, but what happened is for some reason it ain't going 2 minutes on the phone. I don't know why. But,
oh, wow. Okay.
I just like to say this. You know, the brother who texted about the woman wearing makeup and the false stuff, man, I'm not too down with the false eyelashes, but as a senior man, I was trying to get people all along to know that women are smarter than us, Two reasons why. They know once they put on makeup, they look more beautiful. So even if they are beautiful, they enhance their beauty. It turns a man on. So I don't have a problem with them wearing it because you can see who they are eventually, right? But it's a social engineering project. But when you look at it otherwise, they can always say they love you, and they don't. So that's two reasons why they're smarter than us. They can always say, love you, baby. And
we heat that up, eh?
Yeah.
We heat that up. Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of guys are green, right?
Uh-huh.
In that they, as men, we're supposed to know when a woman loves us, Because when they put up with some of your BS for a certain period of time, they actually win your heart over a period of time, et cetera. So the guy who said that he called you schooly.
Yeah.
But he's incorrect about a lot of things because let's look at era from my Grammy times and other people's times who were older than us. I don't think everybody say marry a man with a house or marry a man with this and that. But then a woman should know when a man has substance. So he was correct about building together. Yeah. Sometimes when a man reaches a certain age, when you meet a lady, you might not be making the amount of money you were making when you were younger. And so all of a sudden you blossom into this and they. I've seen friends and I've seen the transition. I don't want to talk about myself, but I see where once you start to make money, they become more attracted to you. So it's really not attraction. Take, for instance, there's something I watch on Law and Crime that I find very interesting. Interesting is this lady, she was just married to this guy. She met him. He was doing pretty good. Not initially, but... And so she married him, and they went on their first honeymoon, and so he sent these messages to him, he's ecstatic, et cetera, et cetera. So he's on this big cruise ship, and he woke up, and she's out of the marital bed on the first night, right?
Wow. So
he's looking for, and then he can't find her. And then he finds out that she's on a dating app and she's actually seeing someone on the ship and she's having multiple relationships, et cetera, et cetera. She then ran a story about them having a struggle and she ended up choking him to death. So they're trying to figure out how this petite woman could strangle a 200-pound man, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
And so everything manifests itself. But us as men, I think it's all on us. But I saw the post. I saw the post,
Yeah.
I thought she should have kept it to herself, but initially, I sided with her, but then in my overview, I realized maybe the guy car was off the road, or he doesn't.
Yeah, we don't know his side.
But she should have said that rather than opining. She said maybe the guy didn't want to see the
she
quality of the car he was
she
driving, etc. But what she should have done was mention that, and then still pick him up and carry him on a date, and then see if he would pay for everything, and then that would have made the difference. But to put him on blast with that, because I've had a relationship with younger females who one told me she was married. Her husband, she was working, he was working. He lost his job, and she left him because he just, after a while, he just wanted to stay home and let her do everything. And then besides having children. So the young generation is kind of different from us in that sense. And so, it's all, once you don't know if a woman love you, you're joking, my man. Give thanks.
Appreciate it, man. This text says, good day. That caller talking foolishness. Not you, 52. This was from earlier. That caller talking foolishness. If the person you're with, you don't have to have money for a woman to stay with you. Good woman, and both of you can make it work together. Ain't all about money. And you're right, Texas. There are some women out there who they'll work with you. They will work with you, but you gotta be serious, right? You gotta come. You gotta actually have some skin in the game, and they gotta see where you actually going out there and trying. They'll work with you. But they ain't gonna work with you if you just out there fluffing. Good day, Uncle. To tell you the truth, the government don't care what people think, how they spend the people's money. They ain't checking for no one. That's what we voted for. Suck it up. Did you know how the PLP got the name Progress? From the person who can enjoy the progress. Wow. Yeah, what's the score? 33-8. Yeah, that's the score for the next couple of years. Call you live here on Guardian Radio today.
Hi, hello, Uncle.
How you doing? I got a female voice. How you doing?
I'm good. I was hesitant to call in, but
Yeah.
I said, let me just add my 2 cents.
Appreciate it.
Well, first of all, I think that, couples today, persons today, male and female, it's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
We don't work on ourselves enough first because there are a lot of people who have trauma. They drag these things into relationships. They're hurt.
Yeah.
And they look and seek things, and sometimes we attract what we are or what's going on with us. And so that's part of the problem. But character, working on your character, working on yourself, getting to the position where, you can sustain something or some type of relationship.
Yeah.
I don't think that if I find a man, like the scenario you give, if a man is worth it, and when I say worth it, if he's a nice guy, he has good character,
You see
he
the
has good
potential.
qualities. Now keep in mind, if this is the first date,
Yeah.
we do pretend in the first couple months.
Yeah. You send a representative.
All right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
you send your representative.
Yeah.
So that is true.
Yeah.
But if you can see something within that person, he is worth picking up.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you something. If a woman, a good woman, trust me, if she is going to support that particular man, he can be greater than he actually is. You know what I mean? And the same thing goes for if a man sees something in that woman, she can be greater than she actually is.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
But you have to come with something.
Yeah.
But these days now, like you said, I would like to see if I know of any women in my circle who's supporting any man, giving them stipend, look, one good slap.
You get them the conk. There's the conk.
Yes. Because come on, that is not the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Now, I believe in you helping each other out, getting to where you have to go, like the caller who called before, working together as a couple. But then again, what we do wrong too in these relationships? You are headed, you want the end goal to be marriage, but you never put God in it from the start.
That's right away. That's the problem right there. Yeah. I
So
agree.
that's the problem there.
But let me ask you
You're
this.
trying to get to the altar. Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, finish your point. You said you're trying to
No,
get
I
to the...
said you're trying to get to the altar. You looking, I want to be married this day, da, 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 da. But from the start, why didn't you ask God, is this the right person?
Yeah.
Even from the get-go, from the first date.
Yeah.
Is this someone? And if it's not, please, Lord, don't let him waste my time. And we as women, red flags come up,
Yeah.
Red flags come up. Let me tell you something. In every situation in life, trust me, there's always something to warn you about it.
That's
in
true.
any situation.
That's true.
But sometimes we bypass it and, oh, no, that's not it. And we go on.
Or he can change.
Yeah, and you waste so much of your time.
Yeah. But let me ask you this. So you had a caller in the first hour who say he could get a woman to take care of him because he got size 13 feet. You know what I mean? So, so if any of your friends taking care of someone and he got to check his shoe size.
He might have size 13.
You understand what I'm saying?
well, look, guess what? But then we also have to understand, too, sex is a very important component of relationships.
Amen.
But it's not the all.
That's true.
End all, be all. Because let me tell you, I don't care if I have to be paying the bills, cooking for you,
Yeah,
coming
you ain't
home,
even gonna be
cleaning, whatever.
interested.
I don't care what you're laying down, my friend.
Yeah.
If you ain't putting under that, you got to go. Because I'm sure somebody else out there who's willing. And then not only that, women, I find a lot of women, they're doing these wifely duties and they ain't even have inkling as if the man even want them as a wife.
Wow.
All right? So stop that, women. We have to stop. We have to work on ourselves. Men have to work on themselves.
True.
Bring your best self to the table and stop pretending.
Yeah.
Stop pretending. Just put trust me, God is somebody, some sock can fit your foot. All right?
Yes.
But you put your best self first and work on the things that you need to work on to make a relationship what it ought to be.
Yeah. I
you.
appreciate your contribution. This is why on Fridays we have our Bible discussions, because so much is based on God in the relationship. And in this country, we don't know who God is. I ain't getting into that today. But Friday, we getting there. You know what I mean? We're going to take some more calls and some more texts after this. Keep it locked.
Girl sweet, got some Bimini. Is she from Rumkey? She don't love nobody. If I wanna be my queen, I gotta give her dance. She ordering off shins. She just want my money. If she's from Abaco, I don't know why she.
No budget for a vacation this summer? No worries. We got you. Guardian Radio 96.9 will fly you and a guest to South Florida for a vacation of a lifetime. Our sweet summer escape gets you round-trip tickets on Bahamas Air. $1,000 spending cash, thanks to Percy's Island Games. Brand new luggage from Brass and Leather. 4 days and 3 nights at the beautiful Holiday Inn Express Plantation. Free car rental from Hertz, too. All you need is your passport. We got you covered. Enter now for the Guardian Radio 96.9 Sweet Summer Escape. Fill out the form in today's Nassau Guardian and follow us on all social media platforms. Remember, you must be 18 or older to enter. Entry deadline August 12th, drawing August 14th. Taxes not included and certain restrictions apply.
Hungry for some serious beef? Then get ready, because Burger King Nassau is bringing back the double quarter-pound king. That's a full half-pound of flame grilled beef, topped with melty cheese, tangy mustard, crunchy pickle, and fresh onions. Served on a toasted sesame seed bun, classic style. Big flavor, big protein, big satisfaction. Get your double quarter-pound king meal with medium fries and a drink for only $10.35. More food, less money. Only at Burger King Nassau.
At Star General, you can go gold. Comprehensive car insurance covers loss or damage from accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liability. But the Gold package gives you increased coverage for rental car and windscreen, personal accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Insurance made simple.
This is Guardian Radio, your station for up-to-the-minute news and intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversations. 96.9 FM.
Just silent girls, I don't know what she want. Abaco got plenty girls. All they want is money. Take them out to a fun and wind up on somebody.
And we're back here on Guardian Radio today. Listen, we ain't beating up on the Abaco girls today, all right? That's just how the song, it's flow. That's why we talking about all the girls. I used to live in Abaco for a little bit, but I had no gal, so I don't know. For the man who don't, it's a texter. For the man who don't have a house, don't have a car, don't have no money, leave woman alone. Go get something to provide for a woman. 2 years wouldn't kill you. 2 years, oh Lord. I agree with that though. If you really don't have nothing to offer, go work on yourself. Go get certified. You might meet the person in the class where you're going to get certified. You know what I'm saying? Work on yourself. Call you live here on Guardian Radio today. Caller going once. All right, let's go to the next caller. Caller you live.
Uncle, how are you?
Great, man. Thanks for calling.
Listen, it's a catch-22, right? Let me just share a little. So most women fall into the trick of, I think a caller said it earlier, one of the best options is going to be to try to work with a man for him to attain something if he doesn't have anything, right?
Yeah.
But most men that already have something, already build something alone by himself and do have something to offer, then the scenario changes. Meaning that that person with that money and who don't have something and is able to sustain himself, then have choices.
Yep.
Then the narrative is going to switch to the table. So the reality is, if a woman is pursuing, and see, it's funny, because a woman who doesn't have anything and looking for that support, that fella that is really able to sustain himself has options, right?
True.
And options. And the reality is, a fella that has money, a certain fitness cycle, and a certain class of woman he ain't looking at.
Yeah.
So the reality is, all these women out there who looking for a man that already have something, the guys who already have something ain't looking at them, right? And that's the reality because of number of choices. And then guess what? They are responsible for creating the choices. I'll hang up and listen.
Yeah. A big part of what I've heard callers, chime in and say is there's a lot of noise, right? There's a lot of influence outside of the relationship that is influencing the relationship. Someone mentioned they don't want to be a housewife of Atlanta or whatever, these reality show wives or spouses or girlfriends, right? But unfortunately, that's where many people are taking their cues from, right? They're looking at television, right? And this is all very much strategically planned, by the way, all right? Because if we're shown, especially black people, right? We're shown through the lens of a stereotype versus actually understanding that, no, that's not how we act. We don't just throw drinks in people's faces and only want things and everything is transactional. But that's becoming the norm because that's what we're programming ourselves to be. This text says, size 13 foot can't fill no sock stretch to size 20. Size 13 foot can't fill no sock stretch to size 20. I have known many dudes with size 14 shoes like myself who was standing there wondering, what do you do besides walking around the hallway? Once I was asked why I said something twice, and I had to explain that it was just the echo. Anyway, y'all ain't easy. Let's see here. Let's see what this text says. Don't work with nobody. How you meet them is just how they can stay. You ain't Jesus. You can't change nobody. You ain't gonna work with somebody, Dexter. You mean to tell me you don't believe in meeting someone and helping their potential to come forward? Huh? You believe where you meet them, that's where they're gonna stay? I don't believe that, Dexter. I believe that there are people out there, and that's why there was a time when people, especially women, when they went to university, they went to find a husband because these were the men who were bettering themselves. They knew once they graduated and once they got that degree, and if they continued on in school, etc., that they were going to better themselves, right? My grandparents met at school. My grandmother was an undergrad over at Fisk University, and my grandfather was a dental student at Meharry, right? So both of them saw the potential in each other. You know, I just think it's where if you just meet them, hanging around the fry all the time or hanging in the club, that's different. But if you meet them actually trying to do something, and that's again, so for the fellas who having a rough time, go work on yourself. Go work on yourself, man. Don't listen to no one telling you what you ain't got. Go work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? And the same thing for you women. Don't just wait for someone to come take care of you. Go work on yourself. You know what I mean? This texter says, many Bahamian women have bonded with so many souls. Oh boy, this is a whole nother show. Many Bahamian women have bonded with so many souls that they can't bond with anyone else because the men they want have options. He will test drive another car, but when he decides he wants a brand new one or one previous owner, our economy has created this, and transactional exchanges have become the norm. Now, that's a whole other show, right? But I can tell you this. If you don't understand the effect of semen on the body, we'll do a show one day, right? A biological show, right? To explain exactly the effect of semen on the woman's body. And you taking all these different semen from different men? Yeah. That's not a show, but that's a reality. Let's go back to the phone lines. Call you live.
Hey, Scully, me again. Well, one thing pertaining to marriage, right? Good news, though, pertaining to marriage. Mm-hmm. You realize that most banks nowadays are asking for a dual income to get a house? So now if you get a house, you have to get married.
Well, that was a conversation, I think it may have been 2 years ago. So Franklin Wilson said that home ownership had I think it had, I'll go find the quote, but he was saying that because the rate of divorce, had increased. Many people can no longer afford homes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so a lot of banks now asking for a dual income or a co-signing. And trust me, your cousin or your honey, I highly think they can sign off.
No one who ain't living in the house can sign that.
Yeah, who live, that's what I'm trying to say now. So you better go find yourself a government worker. Go marry.
That's the trick. Find you a good government worker. You know, they know they can take that out your salary. You know, pooling resources. I've done shows on this. You know what I mean? I've seriously done shows where I said, listen, if one woman could help you pay the mortgage, why can't two? Why can't three? Right? But of course, there's fight me on that. You know, they write a sweetheart. While I was in the middle of that series, the sweetheart study came out from UB. I couldn't have planned that, right? But in any event, the reality of where we are as a nation, as a people who are not having children, by the way, all right, the fertility rate in the Bahamas is around 1.34 to 1.37. We are below replacement rates, all right? It should be around 2, or they say 2.1, right, per woman for us to replace ourselves. So we are in decline as Bahamians. And the relationship scene ain't helping. You understand? If everything is transactional and if everything is just about what you could do for me, and we ain't actually trying to build families, and you have people who saying they don't want children no more and all this kind of stuff, what are we doing? What are we doing? Caller, help me. You're live.
Hello?
Hey, go ahead, caller. You're live.
Hey, how you doing, Uncle? Great show.
Thank you.
This is a deep conversation you're having,
Thank you.
but it's so much different pieces to this puzzle.
It's so many. It's so many.
You know, because you have one side where the world teaches men to be more soft and be like, oh, you need a wife to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And then they teach the women to be tough. You don't need a man to do something.
Yeah.
And this great paradox for men and women relationship.
Yeah.
This is why a lot of relationships ain't successful.
Yeah.
Because the man thinking like a woman and the woman thinking like a man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the woman thinking that if she have all these things, that the man going to want to stay with her. But he can't stay with her because he can't fulfill his role as a man.
Right. He's not needed.
And if you look at Adam and Eve, when Adam eat the fruit, other than losing his heavenly nature, he lost his identity. So a lot of men don't know who they are.
True.
And don't know their purpose.
True.
And based on your purpose, what should I say? When you in purpose, your purpose chooses your mate seed. So a lot of people getting tired together saying they're in love, and by the time they mature and realize what is what, then they realize, oh, I married the wrong person, or we just grow apart.
Right.
But realistically, you didn't know yourself.
Right.
And you got involved with someone who good looking or who fit the status quo. Now you're stuck inside an empty shell of a marriage. That's what I want to contribute.
Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. That's definitely a key element in the formula is knowing yourself. Some people are out here looking for somebody that they don't even qualify for. Are you looking for a six-figure person and you don't make six figures? How is that you're demanding that? I can understand if you want that, but how that could be your standard and you ain't even have that standard for yourself? Huh? How you want somebody with a six-pack and you ain't got no six-pack? I'm just saying, at least be realistic about where you're at. Because if you haven't attained the standard that you're asking someone else to attain, I think it's a little hypocritical. This text says, you think God has time to do what your common sense should tell you? Why I got to ask him for these silly things? What men look for is feminine, demonstrating soft, supportive, nurturing, and non-confrontational energy, meaning maintaining physical fitness, good grooming, and personal presentation. Right? Today's independent women are mannish. Too much male energy in the house. Wow. Is that the case? Is it just, too much male energy? This text says, semen equal mileage on your body. No matter how fine you are, something just don't look or seem right. Funny, but not funny. By the way, this is a woman talking. That's true, woman. That's true, woman talking. Caller, you live here on Guided Radio today.
Hey, brother, good afternoon. How you doing?
I'm great, man. Thanks for calling.
First time caller.
All right, appreciate it.
Is your topic what men look for?
No. We started this conversation based on a social media post where a young lady said that a young man asked her on a date. And before they could go on a date, he then he WhatsApp and asked for her to pick him up. And then she said, no, I'm not picking him up. And then she went on social media and said, what's wrong with men? What's wrong with these men? You know, what kind of man asks a woman to pick him up on the first date? That's kind of where the conversation started. So it's all over the place now. But what do you have to offer?
To be honest with you, we have been breeding a lot of males. I call them males.
Yeah.
I call them mothers boys. They have no problem depending on a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And it is unfortunate that woman has to resort to taking care of a male. They ain't no man, they're males.
Wow.
If a male gonna call a woman and he has the gumption to tell her pick him up, she should never call him again.
Drop that 1-8.
I encourage all the him and women to maintain a standard.
My Lord.
And understand what a stand. We continue to erode what it is that a man is called to do and be. You know, a lot of I call them males. They have no problem having a woman pay for the meal, and they would fight the woman. You have males who fight women just to hold on to them for security reasons, financial reasons. They would threaten them. We are in a society today where it is unfortunate what we have resort to. You know, the women who breed in these males, not all of them now. You got some women who doing a magnificent job.
Of course.
Where the males has, you know, turned into men and they're doing great. But you have some who have no problem depending on a woman.
Yeah.
And women are born to just be nurturers. And they know how to serve, they know how to work hard. They have their corporate jobs. They would come home. They know how to, if they have, a lot of women now have their own home, they don't need a man to get a home. I think where we have fallen short, Mr. Lyndon Pillin said it in one of his latter years. His greatest challenge was many times, in terms of where the country is heading, is the men. Women only need an opportunity, however small it is. And all she needs an opportunity. And she would work on that. The man need to be always nurtured, pampered. You got to drag him along. You got to remind him. You got to pick him up. You got to brush him off. You got to take him along. It's so much you have to do to men. And it is unfortunate what we have come to today in this country. And that's my contribution.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So Franklin, excuse me, Sir Franklin Frankie Wilson, chairman of Sunshine Holdings and Iraq Homes, talked about a strong link between household stability, a rising divorce rate, and the challenges of owning a home in the Bahamas. As a leading housing developer, he framed home ownership not just as a financial milestone, but a critical anchor for the Bahamian family unit. The first thing is the impact of divorce on home ownership. So Franklin emphasizes that the rising rate of separation and divorce in the country destabilizes household finances and directly hurts a family's ability to own or keep. The two-income dependency, he notes that with the high cost of living and construction in Nassau, it almost always takes a stable dual-income household to qualify for and maintain a mortgage. When a marriage dissolves, that dual financial power collapses. Driver behind the families defaulting on their mortgages. The split resources make it incredibly difficult for a single parent to manage housing payments alone. Let's go back to the phone lines here on Guardian Radio today. Call you live.
Hey, Uncle, how you doing?
Great, man. Thanks for calling.
Okay. What's the gentleman, the lady? I think that was the right thing to do because, see, when you go on date with these ladies, you put up in a nice car, fancy, that's what they want you to get. But see, if that nigga going to be a millionaire, He was testing out.
I was just saying that too. He might have been somebody who could have changed your life. But
but he was testing out because he's looking for a real woman.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
And she feels though like hey, how because she should go out and see what the guy say, take him out,
Yeah.
But what happened? Like if people put him in a nice car, well, that's what you want to see. See? But what I would do, I did the same thing when I found my girlfriend. I wore my friend old car with an old truck, and I drive down the road, like past a couple of girls, and who would think offered a ride? When Jamaican girls, these other girls, I don't want an old car, That's what you do to test them out. Then you find out what type of woman you're dealing with.
Yeah. Because she could have offered to say, okay, since you ain't got no car, I can keep saying this. Let's just meet somewhere then. All right? We ain't got to go in the night. Let's go meet by Starbucks. Let's go meet by the mall. Let's go meet. All right? And then you could catch the bus for you. Let me get to know you first. She could have said that.
Right, but 2 days later, she came now right now. She goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean that to you." All kind of talk.
This young
money. I mean the guys $1 million money is just cash now. See what type of woman she is.
Yeah. I don't know who this fella is, bro. I sorry, we don't know you. I ain't trying to beat up on you. You helped us with a great show today. I appreciate it. As the texter says. The young lady with 3 kids talking about the man have to bring their bank book and ATM card, and she bringing nothing to the table. Now that's a problem. Yeah. You can't want a 6-pack when you got a whole keg, boy. Exactly. Whatever standard you want the other person to have, you should have it or be working towards it. And we know how relationships go. If somebody really like you, man, they really like you. You know what I mean? You may not have the 6-pack, but she may say, come, let me help you get the 6-pack. You know what I mean? Relationships ultimately are the bedrock of our communities. And if we're not having successful relationships, then children will not be born, which means our communities are going to die out. And so at the end of the day, there's so much more that we can talk about and we will talk about. But you guys were so excited about that premise, I just kind of stayed there for today. Let's see here. This texter says, good afternoon. Excellent show. Please do a part 2. This is so helpful. We can do a part 2 next Monday. Next Monday, we can do a part 2. All right? That text, I was thinking it, but I wasn't sure. I want to thank my producer, Wally. I want to thank you, the texters, the callers. Tommy Guns. It's a song. I love this song. You know what I mean? My name is Pastor Dr. Cleveland W. Enes III, also known as Kahun Uncle Sarah. The Talking Heads are up next. Naughty and MJ. So keep it locked here on 96.9 Guardian Radio, Fresh News, Smart Talk all day. Namastu, family.
That's just how they go, easy as they come. That's just how it go. They don't love no one. Our co got plenty girls. All they want is money. They come out to have fun. I wanna put somebody. Do you want? She don't love nobody. I want you be my girl, but she don't love nobody.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 361.
Orthopedics, where movement becomes medicine and treatments become triumphs. At Cleveland Clinic, it's more than just repairing what's broken. It's how we put ourselves back together to reconstruct and restore the things that give us life. The future of orthopedics is already in motion. For every care in the world, Cleveland Clinic.
Always on the go? Missed the show? You can now listen to Guardian Radio talk shows anytime, anywhere on Spotify and YouTube by searching Guardian Radio 96.9 FM or by entering the name of your favorite show. You can also listen by logging on to GuardianTalkRadio.com and clicking on the podcast tab. Guardian Radio, continuing to provide you with fresh news and smart talk anywhere, anytime, all day.
This is